What's up, y'all? This is Ethan with Jets Fishing Adventure, and I'm here on behalf of KBF TN to do a rundown video of all the rules and regulations that you need for this year's 2024 KBF TN season. In this video, I want to go over some of the rules and regulations that you must follow per the KAST, Kayak Angling Society of Tennessee rules. You can find those rules under our Facebook page. You go up on the very top, it's under the Files tab, and you'll see the 2023 rules. 2024 rules will be updated as soon as they come out. This video should not be a replacement for you not reading the rules. You should read all the rules at least twice, make sure you know them. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to any of the tournament directors, including me. Without further ado, let's get into this video. We have an 8-hour tournament, which is your typical tournament, and then we also have a 4-hour, typically on a Tuesday nighter. Those are kind of fun. It gives just your average working person that can't get off on weekends, they can come after work, and it usually starts about 6 o'clock and lasts till 10 o'clock on Tuesday nights. The 8-hour events are typically a weekend, Saturday and Sunday, or just Saturday. We're actually having 10 regular events this year. 5 of them are going to be Saturday and Sunday events, and 5 are Tuesday night events. So it gives you a chance to be able to fish most of the events and go after AOI. AOI, Angler of the Year, is your best 7 out of the 10 events. So you have 3 that you can either miss or 3 that you can call out with your worst finish. So that'll be added in at the end of the year, and whoever wins will get a nice prize pack. Usually top 3 will get a prize pack. So you might ask, what app do we use for KBF TN? We use TourneyX. It's a photo submission system that has been around for a while, and it is a very great software. He updates it on a regular basis. So before Saturday, the season opener, you should delete the app and re-download it so you have the newest version. So now to the fun stuff. We are a black bass only, so that means smallmouth, largemouth, and spotted bass are eligible. 12-inch minimums, and we are a 5 bass limit for your 8-hour events, so your weekends and your 2-day tournaments, and then a 3 fish limit for your 4-hour events. If you're not familiar, how we do kayak tournaments is by inches. So you have a measuring board just like this one right here, which is, we're a catch only board system. So this is the OG board, and you can use the OG. They have a Catch X and a Catch Carbonate. You have to use a catch board mainly because it stops some cheating from you bending the board. So let's cover over what you do once you catch a fish. So in KAST, you have to use a catch board. So that can mean either the OG like this one, the Catch X, or the Carbonate. You have to have your identifier, which will be released at 8 o'clock the night before in an 8-hour tournament, or about an hour before in a 4-hour tournament, before lines in. So how you do it, you take the fish, once you catch one, you put the fish facing from right to left against a bump board, as you see in the picture above. Your hand needs to be away from the eyes and the gills. You can hold the fish in the middle as you see in this picture, and then you need to have the phone directly over the fish, take a picture of it. Now here's a tip. Before you throw that fish back in, make sure you look at the picture that you just took. I know many people that throw the fish back in the water before they look at the picture, and they either 1, didn't take a picture, or 2, the mouth is wide open or it's cracked. And that's a mouth cracked is a 1/4 inch deduction, and that can mean that you either can win a tournament, or that means that your only fish may not be eligible if it's 12 inches. With a 1/4 inch deduction, that makes it 11 3/4, and that fish is out. So let's get into the gear that you need. So first and foremost, #1 priority is always safety. And you will never see anybody fishing a KBF TN or a KAST event without their life vest. Your life vest is required at all times during the tournament hours, and in my opinion, it should be on at all times whenever you're out on the water. Safety is a #1 priority for anybody, and I will call you out if I don't see you wearing yours. So we've already covered the catch boards. You need the OG, the Catch X, or the carbonite version. That's a requirement. Secondly, you need an ID. So I use the Catch ID holder with the blue Fox gift 10 tag. This is a great way to make sure your identifier is in the picture, every picture you take, and in case it starts raining or something, it don't wash off on your hands. But if you don't want to spend that kind of money, you can just write it on your hand or on a piece of paper. Just make sure you have the ID in the picture, because if not, that fish does not count. Another thing you need to have is a 360 light. As you see right here, this is the Yak Attack 360 light. You need to have the light on anytime it is before safe light or after safe light. Another thing you need is the safety flag. So this is the Yak Attack safety flag. They make a great, it's got the 360 light installed in it, and it has a T-track system at the end, so you can put it on any. I put mine on the back of my kayak. It needs to be above your head so it can be visible to everybody. As long as if you're sitting down, it needs to be above your head. If your kayak has a motor on it, it needs to have nav lights on, and it needs to be registered with TWRA. So this year we're actually fishing Old Hickory and Percy Priest, and one event is actually on Kentucky Lake. So the boundaries for Old Hickory is the Old Hickory Dam to Taylor's Landing access, and you can float past there as long as you don't enter a different lake. It has to be accessible through the main lake. Percy Priest boundary is Percy Priest Dam to 840 overpass, and that's a hard boundary, you can't pass it. Kentucky Lake boundaries will come later as the time comes, as that event gets closer. So with KBF TN, we have a hard check-in. What that means, to get points, your AOI points, you have to go to the check-in and sign the sheet before a predetermined time. So you got to be in line to sign the check-in sheet before a certain time. If you don't even catch a fish, I encourage you to come to the check-in and sign your name, because you still get points. How our AOI works is if you don't catch a fish, you get 50 points automatically if you come and sign in. If you're the winner, it's 100 points, and if you're second place, you get 99, and so on and so on. If you don't catch a fish, I encourage you to come to check-in. We have sponsorship prizes, and it's just fun to sit around, talk to people, figure out what they did, how they caught them, and it's just a fun community. It's a brothership, if you will, and it's just fun to get to know people. And even when you get to know them, you can go fishing with them next time and learn more about fishing. So if you have all the requirements that you need for your kayak and you're wanting to jump in these tournaments, the question now is, how much are they? Well, for this year, the entry fee is $55, and that includes all the TourneyX fees, the PayPal fees. You will need to sign up for TourneyX and have a PayPal account. That's how all our money is handled. It's free to do so. There is a paid subscription for TourneyX if you want to. It's not required. All that does is gives you ability to go back and track your catches that you've done and track your tournaments over as long as you've had the account. We have a Strike King Big Bass, and that's an optional $10. And if you don't know how that works, whoever catches the biggest bass of the event they will win the side pot. So it's a great way. Some of these tournaments will have 30 to 50 anglers, and that can be a good, if you win or place in the tournament with big bass, you'll be taking home a nice chunk of change. And for this year, we have a new 21-inch sponsor, Volt One. It's my good buddy Brandon Grubbs. If you need any 12-volt wiring, holler at him. He's a great guy. And that is an additional $20, and it's called the 21-inch Volt One Challenge. If you're not familiar with it, the first person to catch a 21-inch fish will win this side pot. Last year, we went all year without catching one 21-inch, and so we had a fish off at the end of the year, and I think the winner took home $1,600 from just that side pot alone. So it's a great way, and it's a fun way to get in and fish, and you never know when you're going to hook into a giant. Percy Priest has some big fish in it. Old Hickory has some big fish. So it's a cool little side pot that you can get in and actually have a chance of taking home more than what the winner does in some cases. This year we have New Canoe coming back again for the 2024 season, and they'll be doing the U10 16-inch challenge in honor of my good friend and all of our KBFTN friend, Mike Smitch. Sadly, we lost him 2 years ago, and the 16-inch challenge is in his honor. So what the 16-inch challenge is, if you catch one fish over 16 inches in an event, you get your name put in the hat to be drawn for that kayak. It's one entry every event. So if you fish with us 10 events and you catch one 16+ inch fish, you get one entry. And that's it's a live draw at the very end of the year, and you can win a brand new canoe, thank courtesy of Music City Outdoors and New Canoe. With all the rules and regulations, there's only one more left, and that's to have fun. This year, we're looking forward to having all y'all come out, and it should be a fun time. Come to check in, hang out with everybody, get to know people. The fishing has so many great connections and lifelong friendships, and it's just great. The community is awesome. Everybody will help each other out. So at the end of the day, if you haven't caught anything, or if you've absolutely wore them out, come hang out with us and just have fun. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me on Facebook, Instagram at Ethan Jet or Ethan Jet Fishing, or reach out to any of the TDs. Shane and Daniel are the two tournament directors. You can reach out to any of the tournament directors, the admin team, and let's just go ahead and have some fun and catch some fish. If you enjoyed the video, please like, comment, and subscribe for more awesome kayak fishing content. Let's go.